warm, freshly baked cookies are the best.
Enjoy! Hi Miggy, this is another stay-at-home vlog for you. I'm going to be baking peanut butter cookies. Yes, the one that your Tita Natalie taught me when I was a child. And this is the first recipe I learned how to bake. And it's been some time since I made it. So I thought since we couldn't really buy cookies for now, I'd bake some to also try the oven in this new home that we have. Miss you! Oh, I forgot to mention that today I'll be using Toastbox peanut butter for these cookies. So what are our ingredients? Of course, 1 cup of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, vanilla 1 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 3 cups flour, and of course 1 cup of peanut butter. Let's start. Before you start, make sure the butter softens a bit. So now, since I've waited for my butter to soften a bit for over an hour, I'm gonna cream it until it's fluffy. This is how fluffy butter looks like. You can optionally use 1 cup brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar. But I prefer to use 2 cups of brown sugar. So mix in the sugar until it is well blended. I add half a cup of sugar every time. Okay. I have put in 2 cups of sugar with the butter. Now we add the egg one at a time. So you'd notice that the consistency is changing already. Next, add a teaspoon of vanilla. Next is 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then add 3 cups of flour. I normally add 1 cup at a time, mix, and then another to make sure that it gets mixed well. And if possible, cover, because you don't want the flour to go all over your kitchen. Of course, last but not the least is add your Toastbox peanut butter. And well, if there's still some left inside the bottle, you can always get some bread and wipe it off and eat it. And then mix. Now we've come to the best part, kneading it with your hands. Of course, I washed my hands before I did this. So it's best to knead it like with your hands to make sure that the peanut butter mixes well with the rest of the ingredients. Plus, it's actually fun. And like when we start putting together the cookies, you're gonna use your hands too. So just, yeah, heavy. If Miggy was here, he can help me do this actually. But he's in Manila, so I thought it would be good to give him more options on what he can cook or bake back home, since the ingredients anyway are easy to find and he can order online, or well, I order online usually for him. So I'll ask him after I make this video if he wants to try baking, and I'll get him some ingredients. So it's done. I'll just let it rest for a while and then we will form the cookies. Okay, now get about an inch of dough, form it into a ball like this, press a little, put there. So make sure you space it like a bit far apart from each other because the cookie is going to grow. Okay, I have lined up about 15 cookies on this one, and we're gonna put some design on it as my ate taught me when I was a kid. So don't need anything fancy, just press down a little with a fork on top of the cookie and then do a crisscross. This is so relaxing after a very busy work week. Just try to bake. Alright, next thing is we're gonna bake this in preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 15 minutes. Oh wow, they look good. Ready! Why you get the burnt?
I like those ones.
Is it the same as before?
I don't remember, but I like this one.
I use Toastbox peanut butter for it.
Yeah.
Usually I
Can
don't,
taste it.
but this time I use Toastbox. Sarap ba?
Yeah. Warm, freshly baked cookies are the best.
Enjoy!